Hi all, this is Subhash and I'm talking to you from Middle Age International Academy. I recently addressed you regarding I addressed you regarding the IELTS test preparations about a month ago. I'd like to give you some more detailed information about what you need to exactly do to crack the IELTS test. Now, I see a lot of people resorting to several IELTS training institutions. I think in North Malabar, I know most of the people who train in IELTS. So, I request you to channelize your search for the IELTS test preparation in a more amicable way, so that you are able to get to know who are the people who can train you really well. In this scenario, I would like to address you about what a test taker definitely needs to do to excel in the IELTS examinations. I will run you through briefly all the four modules of the IELTS test. We'll start with the easiest module, which is the listening module. It's my general observation that people who are more exposed to the Englishman's tongue, I mean people who watch more of English movies, English programs, let's say maybe some English news, usually score better in IELTS listening. So that simply means you have a better exposure. You definitely are aware of the Englishman's style of speaking and maybe the accent. Especially people who have better academic backgrounds and skills score better in IELTS listening. So, under a 1-month training program, if you're able to do one IELTS listening test every day, you wouldn't score anything less than a 7.5. That is my observation, but it has to be done very religiously. Now, when you do the listening test, what you need to do is, what usually people do is they do a test, they compare their answers with the answer key, and then they forget about it. Like they get a score maybe maybe around 25 to 30, 35 scores. Some people score really well. I'm not talking about those. And after having done the test and after having evaluated yourself, people forget about it. But that's not the case. Now, out of 40, if you get around, let us say around 28 to 30 right answers, I usually suggest my students go behind the wrong answers, go back and check and find out where you went wrong and why you went wrong. And if you get that, you are getting all the 40 answers correct, which means in the next test during your practice sessions, I hope you will get at least 2 or 3 more right answers. That means by the time you have practiced around 30 listening tests, you would be very good to go. You would be aware of all the tricks that they use for framing IELTS listening questions. The same applies to IELTS reading. Now, we all do a lot of reading tests regularly. Initially, usually when you prepare for the academic reading module, it's really tough. People sleep off, 1 hour thing, and people who have been out of touch for a very long time reading and academics, they find it really very difficult to cope with the reading module, especially when it looks like kind of an alien language. You may have never come across some passages like that. But it's all about taking it as a challenge. Initially, you can take more time, take maybe 1.5 hours, gradually shrink the time that you take for practicing, and then every time, that's more important. The most important thing about the IELTS reading is you should go back and check and rectify your wrong answers. That is a very important thing. Otherwise, you just do a test, you forget about it. Tomorrow in the morning, you go do another test again. It's again the same thing. It doesn't really make any difference to your learning process. You don't grow as long as you don't know where you're making a mistake. So I'm going through this very briefly. Now, coming back to, let's go to the speaking module. I consider the second toughest module in IELTS, in the entire IELTS test is the speaking module. You need to get a partner, and you need to get a partner who can correct you. Maybe find out someone who is a little better and more academic in speaking to get corrected. Maybe one mock test every day. You do a test with your partner, let your partner do another test with yourself, and that's it. And that correction is, speaking and writing, when we talk about speaking and writing, both these modules definitely require regular corrections. Because if you don't know where you're making a mistake and what you're doing wrong, and if you're not corrected, then you don't know what to do next, where to improve. If I don't know what are my mistakes, I'll never be able to make changes to the way I speak or the way I write, for that matter. So this is and the most important part in the IELTS speaking test, I tell you people, is the cue card, the individual long-term session, which is giving you a chance to prove your proficiency. It is called an individual long-term because the individual is given a chance to prove his proficiency. So, which means this is where you need to perform exceptionally well. You need to find the right kind of vocabulary, maintain your fluency, maintain your thought flow. Vocabulary, you have to place words at places where it is very, very necessary. Like if you are given a topic, and if you do not attempt certain words, that's what we call as terminology, topic vocabulary. If you do not use certain words, you are not going to score. So before you go for the test, if you have explored at least 25 to 30 topics which are very commonly and frequently asked in IELTS speaking module, it will be very easy for you. You wouldn't really have much of a problem because you are familiar with those, and you have explored the maximum possible vocabulary and the points that you need to know about IELTS speaking module. So that is it's all about correction discussions regularly, 25 to 30 topics, and then you're done. Coming back to the toughest part, that is where most of the people fail. Most of the people don't make it. People end up with 6.5. Getting a 7 on IELTS writing module, I would say it's not too difficult, it's not too easy too, because writing module is where you need to get corrected every day. You got to write one topic every day, an essay every day, get it corrected by the right kind of people. And this is the only module where you cannot train yourself. You got someone else's help, right? That is because maybe you should explore one topic every day. Like I was talking to you about the speaking module, it's just the same case with the writing module. You choose a topic, you select an essay question, you explore it, you discuss with your partners, maybe friends, maybe someone, your trainer, and then you go back, read some sample answers, write your own essay, collect some points and vocabulary that you can from various sample answers. You go to the internet, you have n number of sample answers provided there. You read them, you take notes, you collect as much as information required you want. Then come back, sit down to write yourself. Write an essay of 250 words or more. Come back and get yourself corrected. And once you get corrected on a particular essay, you are not getting corrected on an essay, you are getting corrected on a particular topic. It's not simply writing an essay, it's preparing a topic. So if you are able to write about 25 to 30 topics before you go for the test, I can guarantee you a score. And it's not just writing an essay, it's just correcting yourself. After writing, get it corrected. If you write an essay today, if you don't get corrected today, tomorrow you write an essay, it's useless. You're simply wasting your time. Maybe you are exploring a new topic, but you're not correcting which you already have written. You are not exploring or going through your mistakes. So every time you write an essay, get the help of a trainer who you think can help you the right way, who you think can correct you the right way, which will definitely help. So considering all these 4 modules, I would say, like, if you take a look at the difficulty level, the only module on which you need regular practice, the rest you can practice at home or get help from your peers. But professional training, you need the maximum in writing, then speaking, then coming down to reading and listening. So I think if I make some sense, I think you should try and explore our services out here. This is, I'm talking to you from Middle East International Academy. And if you, I know that there are a lot of people who are listening to me have attempted IELTS exams. I know people who have attempted it several times. I wouldn't promise this with the Malayalam medium students that I can get you through within 1 month. Maybe pick up a course with me for 2 months. Even if you're a Malayalam medium student, if you have some kind of exposure, maybe study outside the state of Kerala, or you have worked somewhere, I can guarantee you a score within 2 months, even if you're a Malayalam medium student, or if you are a student who, no one goes to write IELTS exam without a little bit of proficiency, okay? So, everyone speaks English, we all right, we have gone through an education system which has taught us English every day. We had an hour every day in the school, and so much of exposure is not just enough, because we all have, all have our own professional life. We have gone through a lot of college, university studies. Even then, even after that, why people don't get through is just because they don't really have the right kind of basics. If someone can tell you what you need to exactly do with your language, or which you already have, you don't need anything more. You just need to channelize the knowledge that you have. And if someone is able to help you out in doing that, I can guarantee you, you come to me, just give me a month, and I can guarantee you this course, 7 individual plus. So take it as a challenge, people. Those who have given up on IELTS, come, give me a chance. I will not disappoint you. And this is the right kind of place. And I really wish you all the very best for your preparations. And nice to see, I think that it will be a great opportunity if you can avail my services. We have a team out here which is really working towards getting out, bringing out excellent results. All the best, good luck, I'll see you again.